Hey y'all, welcome to Caffeinated Crafting. My name is Danielle, known as Caffeinated Gert all around the interwebs. It is Sunday, April the 19th, and I'm here to give you a Strangebrew sweater update. So, last week I had finished knitting my star. Well, I think, where was I last week? Let me think about that. Yes, last week I had finished knitting the first batch of my little stars, suns, whatever you want to call them. And after I got off the podcast, I realized I had knit them in the wrong needle size. So when I had dropped down those couple of rows that I had messed up, I had put a size 2 needle through this pink part so I could drop all the way down. And evidently then I had taken that size 2 needle and just kept knitting instead of using my size 4 needle. So much fun. So I got to rip out that whole section again and knit it again. And then when I got to like the third row of that little piece, I did something. I don't know what I did, but then I had to tink back a whole row, start it again. This was the most trouble little motif. It wasn't hard. It was completely user error. But I am happy to say my stars are done. After the stars, I did like this little Greek key thing. And at that point, it was time to do the last section of increases and try this baby on. So I did. I did. And husband took pictures for me. And this is what it looks like from the back. It fits, y'all. Actually, I think this might be before. Yeah, so this was before I did the increase rows. I tried it on and then realized, hey, you're supposed to do increase rows. And then I did my increase rows and tried it on again, but he was doing something else, so I didn't get a picture of it at that point. But it's not like it really looks any different. So this is what it looks like when I have it on. And this is, whoops, wrong way. This is what it looks like on the front. So you can see the lines where I end up sticking and cutting. So I did my increases, tried it on again, and decided I need just a little bit more length. So I added this tiny little motif. It's just like a little zigzag kind of looking thing. And with this row that is the last row that I knit, I split for my sleeves. Look at that. I got sleeves, y'all. I am so excited about sleeves. So now I am going to be working on the body. Just round and round I go. Now, this is a straight up and down sweater. And I would like to make it a little bit longer. Not like real long, but like, I don't know, like bottom of the hip kind of thing. Sort of. And I am very hippie. So I'm going to be adding some extra stitches to make this a little bit A-line. I did this with my green sweater, which is the top down, pure and simple V-neck cardigan that I knit. It was actually my first sweater I ever knit. And it's the only sweater I consistently wear. And I've had that sweater probably 9 years. I knit it in 2000, either the end of 2009 or 2010. So it's a 10-year-old sweater that I still wear on a consistent basis. So I'm going to take the notes from that and not increase a lot, just enough to give me a little extra room. So, but I have to take into consideration my stitch count because these motifs, as per the pattern, are all divisible into 24. So I can do 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24 stitch repeats. So when I do my increases, I will have to keep in mind how much I'm increasing to make sure that my motifs still fit into my round. That makes sense? I think that makes sense. So anyway, I has a sweater and I have plans for the body. So I went through my 2 books that I'm using. I am using 200 Fair Isle Motifs, A Knitter's Directory by Mary Jane Mucklestone. Great book. Excuse me. And I'm using the alternate Stitch Dictionary, 200 Modern Knitting Motifs by Andrea Rangel. And so I went through these and picked out stitch patterns that would fit into my 4, 6, 8, 12, 24, gotta fit it into this slot motifs. And this is what I ended up with so far. I don't know that this will be enough for the whole body, but it'll certainly get me started. So what I did is I looked them up in the book and then I copied them onto the grid of my graph paper. That way when I'm actually knitting, I can use this as a guide. Just move my ruler up as I go. I can draw on it if I want to. Works out nicely for me. This is how I did the sweater so far. It's a little messy at this point, but let me do this one hand. This is what the first part of my body looks like, is the motif. And so I'm not sure exactly what order I'll do these in. I'll probably do this one not right away, because right now it's like at the top of my bust. So maybe I'll do like a smaller one and then do this one as it's going into my waist. Not sure. The leaf one I had to kind of improvise. It was actually from a bigger motif. It was on page 118 of the Modern Stitch Dictionary. It's the cottonwood, but and it has like more leaves. Like it's much nicer looking. I'll show you. It's much nicer looking. Oops, wrong book. But the stitch count didn't work, and I really liked the leaves, and the leaf itself worked with one line around it. So I what page did I say it was? 118. I just pulled the leaf out of the motif and kind of 118. Whoa, if I could read, I'd be in business. I was a little sad none of the other motifs that I really liked worked for my sweater count, my stitch count. But maybe as maybe I can fix, I don't know, maybe next sweater. Maybe by the next time I'll be confident enough to add some stitches and just change up the motifs. This time I'm kind of trying to stay to the motifs that I know will work. So this is the cottonwood motif, and you can see that it looks really nice for multiple leaves, but the stitch count was multiples of 18 plus 1, which would not work for me. But I really like the leaf, so I just graphed out the middle part, which was the 12 stitches with a line. The leaf itself is 11 stitches, and then I left a line on the side to separate the leaves as I go across, which made it 12 stitches, and that made it work. I really want to use the sheep, and I could do the same kind of thing with the sheep, but it's multiple of 9. But then I just have 1 row of sheep, and I kind of wanted at least 2 rows of sheep for it to look good. I was afraid just like the 1 little row of sheep might not work as well, but I might still work those in. I don't know. We'll see. Because I'm pretty sure this will not get me to the bottom of my sweater. Although it might. I don't know. We'll see. So I have, these are called, so this is curtain. This is mechanical bird. Oops, can you see that? Yeah. This is expansion. This one is called Ahab. I really like that one. That's a nice one. This is tides, and you can see where I put a line through. So I don't know what I'll use for the background color, but I'm going to make the top wave a different shade of blue from the bottom wave. So that will break this motif up a little bit. And then on this big swirly Ahab, you can see where I put lines through. Same thing will go for this. It'll have different colors on the outside than the inside. This one also, it's like a little arrow kind of, but the bottom, I'll make the arrows a different color from the top. Tiger's very excited. There's birds outside. Can you hear him? X's and O's, I did the same thing. There's line like through here. So the middle will be slightly different to break it up. I also did it with the leaves, so I'll use a different shade of green for the leaf on the inside. And this little Greek keyhole thing I just left alone. I used some of those techniques to kind of break up the motif in here. And I really like the ones where I did that a lot. So I did it here, and this is still my favorite one, I think. And I did it here, although this one blends better than this. Still like it because it's, you know, it's cool. I did it here, so like the middle of the clovers. The book that this pattern is in, which is the Fair Isle motifs, actually, their patterns actually suggest where you could do this. See, I did it here. There's a little blue in there. So I'm just keeping that trend on down. I did not do it with the sunshine, and I kind of wish I had, but it works. And then this one was tiny, so these two definitely didn't need it. I put this pinky one in because I wanted to use that color again. It's the same color as I'm using, that I used here, and that's used on the collar. But then after I knit it, I was like, oh, I shouldn't have put it there. That's kind of like the same color there. But it's there now. I'm not ripping it out. So beware if you're knitting this kind of thing. Keep your colors separated. Tiger's nudging me. He needs attention because he never gets any attention. Never ever does he get attention. Do you want to say hi? Come here. Come on. Yeah. So anyway, here, I have a tiger. Yeah. That's my sweater. I have not knit on anything else. Have not crafted anything else. I spent most of Friday, which was my birthday, playing Animal Crossing. I had multiple people come over to my town and bring me presents. The animals in game had a party for me. It was fantastic. It was a great way to have a virtual birthday party in this day and time when you can't get together with people. So it was quite a lot of fun. Are you gonna say hi? The people are up here. He says, pet my head. Pet it. Pet the head. I'm using this hand. I have to hold you with one hand, you goober. You're such a goober. He's rotten, I swear. Yeah. So I will be full steam ahead with the sweater, I guess. I'm gonna play some Animal Crossing today. I knit on that sweater all day yesterday. All day. I even realized I lost my streak in Animal Crossing where you check the Nook shop thing every day. You get more points. I had to start over my streak. Today I realized it was on day 1. So I am going to let this sit. I need to decide. I'm going to sit here and look at this while I'm playing and decide what pattern to use next. And I need to think about what color to use next. So while I mull that over, I will upload this lovely podcast for you boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. And I will see you guys next weekend. Bye.